Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome along to the GT4 season finale here at Misano. We're currently just ticking into the qualifying session at the moment. I'm joined tonight by Alex Newman, the star of the entire Spa 24-hour broadcast. Alex, say hello. I'm good. Are you finally not tired? It was an exceptionally long stream you did for the 24 hours, so it was and it was all really worthwhile. Do you know what I have noticed? I've already mucked up, Alex. This is how standard it is with me doing a broadcast. Currently, we have Laguna Seca as a track pan. We are not at Laguna Seca tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are at, if we zoom over, we are at Misano, and we are currently nearly 5 minutes into tonight's 20-minute qualifying session in the sort of dusky conditions, I think we could call it, couldn't we? It is around sunset. The boys wanted a night race, so we thought we'd do a sort of dusky sunset. Now, let's talk championship tables. Not that I'm going to put them up on screen, because I may have forgotten to do that today, boys and girls. The car on track at the moment, Richard Pixley, Wild Things Racing, car number 7. He has scored, in the last 4 rounds, maximum points. And with one drop score, he can't lose tonight, can he? He really, I think that's, I don't know if he'd like that as a description. I think he'd probably prefer more Shane Van Gisbergen. Yeah. But Pixley really does dominate whenever he's on track with a GT4 car. He absolutely flies around. The Wild Things Alpine there, beautifully painted by Denise Pope, looking stunning in the Italian sunshine. And it is sunshine. A bit like the weather in Wales today. So yeah, Richard Pixley, he cannot lose the championship, even though David Kraft, from the Jamaica bobsleigh team, no idea, don't ask me. He is currently in P2 overall and P2 in the Pro Championship on 94 points. Interestingly enough, he is tied for the second, third place, whatever you want to call it. Step on the post, final steps on the podium, mid step on the podium, I don't know. He's tied with, if I find him on the screen, Mr. White, Michael White from the Go on, Alex, give it a go. Sellersla Racing Team. Sellersla Racing Team, and he was pole until Pixley just put in an absolute stormer and went 6 tenths quicker. Skill. That's probably the only way I could describe it. Just do me a favour and... Oh, do you know what I've just realised as well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't think that your sound is going through, Alex. I don't know what's happened here. I don't think it is. I think I know what's going on. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. You will be able to hear Alex if I actually click on that channel and then search through. No, that's not going to work. Let's just try this. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. I hope there's no one watching. There probably is.
With a few.
Right, Alex, talk.
Hello.
There we go. We got him eventually. Wow, I do
recognise my voice.
Yes, there you are. You're on. Right, so 12 minutes left. Let us just quickly hop onto the AM standings now. And Adriano Gregorelli, the EOS eSport racing driver, car 303, the Italian stallion driving a German car. You would have hoped, wouldn't you, Alex? You know, Italian driver. Surely they're going to drive the Maserati.
Yeah, but that's also a bad idea because there's no traction control. You need to realise.
But it does sound epic.
It does, but it's got a JPEG interior.
Yeah, but it's still, it's an epic sounding car. I love driving it personally. I've had a few sessions with it, and it was, a fantastic beast to drive. Really enjoyed it. I have just spotted there's 3 people watching. Hey, 3 people watching. How's it going? Please, if you've got any questions, feel free to.
It's actually 1 because one of them's me and one of them's you.
Oh, that's well. That was never mind. I'm just going to put a post in the Discord. There we go.
Right, on board now with still Gregorelli. What's he now? P8. Has he actually set a lap time yet?
Gregorelli, he has set a lap time. He's done a 1:45 flat, literally flat. Now, I was talking about the AM Championship, wasn't I? I've completely digressed, as per usual. The man in second is Jamie Buchanan, who is not here. The person in third is Lisa Louise Keane. She is also not here. Jamie should be safe for second. He is only one of 2 drivers to complete 4 rounds so far, him and Gregorelli. The person in fourth could very well leapfrog Lisa Louise, and the person in fourth is Rich Knight. On your screen now, just going through the tricky 90 degrees left. That would definitely unsettle a low downforce GT4 car. It seems to be alright with the GT3s, doesn't it? You don't have the worry of what am I trying to say? Of a lack of, you've got the downforce in a GT3. I think that's where I'm heading with that one. Yeah, it definitely works. So yeah, predictions. Come on, give me your predictions, Alex. Pixley's currently, over half a second ahead. Mr. Cooper, I've just spotted, is in P3 at the present time with the Golf Bull liveried up Mercedes, just currently chasing down Pixley. Maybe he's just trying to get some tips, some hints, or even just a little sniff of a slipstream.
I wonder if it's a smaller grid tonight, if people are going to be even more aggressive, causing more accidents. Hopefully not, but it can happen.
Let's hope not. Now, I wonder how many of the drivers have actually realised that it's a nighttime race as well.
Well, we'll see how many people don't have the headlights maps.
Something I have just spotted, Alex, is Ash Coupland going grass cutting in the Pulse Alpine there. Seems to have parked it on track and woof, straight to garage. Look at that. Let's go and find another driver to have a look at. This livery, I love this livery. This is another one who's going back to pits, isn't it? I'm timing it badly, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go for Carlo Dorazio.
The only car that's actually on track, that's actually on the hot lap.
Yes. Currently, he's just bringing himself a 10th quicker than his previous lap time round. His best so far is a 1:43.9, so that is 1.6 seconds behind Mr. Pixley. Bit of a gap.
Yeah, but this is what happens when you race with Pixley.
I've just spotted the master streamer is watching. That's the other person who's watching. David Wrestle.
Very scary boy.
He's clearly come on to make sure I'm actually not mucking it up. Which, as we've already established, I forgot to do the track pan video, so it's currently still on Laguna Seca. And what else did I get wrong? I didn't have Alex's comms up.
Didn't have the points.
Didn't have the points, but you know what? It's been a long, hot day in Wales. I am wondering.
You said yesterday, right? Oh, all sorted, ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. What's your classification of sorted?
My definition of sorted is yes, I'm going to do something. and then
Right.
I'll generally get sidetracked and distracted, and something will happen. David, if you are near your computer, what I could do is a link to download the Misano track pan shot thing. Oh dear. But anyway, let's get back to this. Well, let's talk about tonight, Alex. Pixie's out on track at the moment, still improving.
42.6 is already a wild time in a GT4.
Well, it's 42.2, and he's 0.6 ahead of Michael White in the. We've got a trio of Mercedes lining up behind Richard. That's going to look scary. Those are big cars compared to that teeny tiny little Alpine, isn't it?
Yeah, the French teeny tiny thing.
It is a French teeny tiny thing.
I would say in French, but I don't know.
Les Très Bon. I think we'll just go with that. Who haven't we looked at on track tonight?
Jacobs. I don't think we've seen the Audi yet.
We did see the Audi, but he went back to pits. Now this is a gorgeous livery. I've got to be honest. I didn't do this one.
Oh, I was about to say
but it's absolutely stunning. I really like, and it's made me want to look. Who are Team Lap Timing? What do they do? Does anybody know?
Set lap times.
Anybody out there? Please let me know. I'd be interested to know, as we always are.
In real life, though, these cars are probably, along with the Porsches in GT4s are so loud. Like, have you actually heard them in real life? Though?
Many moons ago.
Okay, so that's no. Basically,
it's been
my best way of explaining it. It's like if you take the exhaust off and straight pipe it with a tin of beans. It's so loud.
So a lot like the sort of a Chav-tastic Corsa or Saxo.
Yeah, but better.
Absolutely amazing. Right, Pixie hasn't improved on that lap time. He is showing basically on the same delta. A car that is improving currently, David Kraft. He is 0.6 up on his best, 143.2. Let's see what he's going to get on the long run down the straight as he takes the final left-hander. That's what we need. That's what we need, Alex. I need a track map.
I've got one right in front of me.
Have you? I bet you know all the corner names.
They're literally called 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Misano. No. Well, see, the one I've just found is called the Curva Misano. Mr. Kraft just went through it, and he did improve on that lap. And interestingly enough, I have just spotted as well, there's a double Alpine front row.
Come on, Ash.
Ash has put in a blind. He's done a 142.9, so he's 0.4 behind Pixley, with Michael White only, if I do my maths in my head quickly, 0.05 of a second behind him, but improving by 0.2 at present. So
this isn't any pressure to Mark, but if you see a Pulse car on the grid, you expect it to be at least top 3. So it's good to see.
It's a good job it's a smaller grid tonight. Now what's Michael White going to do as he heads around the Curva Misano? It's going to be the only corner name I'm going to know on the track.
It's also the only English sounding one.
It is. Long run to the straight, to the start finish line here. He does improve and he splits the Alpines. We are Alpine 1, Mercedes 2nd, Alpine 2. There's probably enough time for another 2 laps from the guys out on track at the moment, if they get a wriggle on. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Richard Pixley is currently improving. Again.
Am I even surprised anymore? I don't think I am.
He's now done a 142.062, and he's still going quicker.
Is he on his new wheel or is he on the old one?
I believe he's on his new wheel. For those of you who don't know, Rich attempted our Spa 24 Hours at the weekend solo. Yes, you heard that right, solo. Now, that in itself, yeah, pretty challenging. As we see him cross the line and oh, he'll be so close. He's so close to a 41 there. He's got one more lap to do it. Yeah, not just solo on his Todd completely. He's pulled over there. He's not doing another lap. He decided to do it in the most meme-worthy car that I've ever seen go around Spa. He was in the Nissan, a GTR. And in his word, he said it to Jamie, didn't he? I believe. Going up Eau Rouge Radion, he could see over the roof of a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. That just shows you how big that car is. David Kraft running super wide there. He's clearly done with his session. Who's just crossed the line? Peter Yakas has just crossed the line. He's got another lap to go if he wants it. And he is currently improving. He's currently P6 at the moment. So he's got a bit of work to do if he wants to bump up the points. He's currently 9th in the overall. But he's 8th in the pro standings. A decent result tonight would see him probably move up maybe 6. He has got Mark Cooper ahead of him, who's currently P4 in the pro standings. Who, good result here tonight would probably see him retain that 4th position.
Let's hope so, because he's done. Is it every single round, or has he missed a few? Out of the.
Mark Cooper missed one round, bang in the middle, round 3. It seems like that was a very quiet night, in fact. 1, 2,
that was
3,
just
4,
in the middle of summer.
5, 6, 7 drivers for that one.
Less than this one.
I'd like to point out I am 20th on the championship results there at the moment. I had a good run out at Alton Park with the Chevrolet.
One question I'm going to ask you. As you see all the drivers qualifying, where do you think you would qualify in your Chevy?
In the Chevy, well, I did do some laps around here.
So I'm asking.
And I've got to be honest, I did a 1:45.
Oh. Okay, probably best if you didn't.
Which wasn't my finest hour, shall we say, but it was, it was a good effort, I think you'll find.
It could have been worse, is what you should say.
It could have been a lot worse. Right, shall we do the traditional, the grid walk? Shall we see if I can do the grid walk tonight? David will be so pleased with this. Right, you're ready, boys and girls. Here we go. We have Richard Pixley on the front row in the Wild Things Alpine. I've got plenty of time that I can look around these cars. Car number 7. We have alongside him Michael White in the monstrous AMG for the Sellerslach Racing. I don't know how you're going to say it. He's going to have to give me lessons. Then we nip over here. We are on Ash Coupland in the Pulse Sim Sport Alpine, car 88. Closely followed by David Kraft in the Jamaican bobsleigh. I can see why he's called it the Jamaican bobsleigh team. Look at that colouring. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's quite nice.
Another Mercedes up there in the top 4. Mark Cooper is your 5th place driver with the Golf Bull, appropriately named. Then we have Peter Yakas with the most gorgeous livery you've ever seen. Look at that. It's absolutely stunning.
The LED on the grille is just such a small touch, but makes it look so much better. On there.
Absolutely beautiful, boys and girls. Then we are further back down near the back of the grid now. We are Carlo Dorazio, car 25 from the EOS Racing Team, inbuilt livery. Rich Knight is your top placed AM driver, car 100, another AMG. AMG proving super popular in our little series. That's 4 of them. And rounding out your grid in 9th place is Adriano Gregorelli, another EOS driver. Now he's got an EOS driver right in front of him, so let's just hope that things don't go sour for the pair of them and that they remember to use their braking points. Now I'm just trying to remember how I get back to the screen I need. Let's go for the track pan because that's probably the easiest way of doing things. We still have 2 minutes to the start, so let's have some predictions. Who's gonna come out on top?
Pixley.
Izzy though. I was having a chat with him
Yes.
before the race, and now what we haven't mentioned is pit stops for this round. It's a 50-minute race with one mandatory stop. You can take fuel, you can take tyres, you can take whatever you want, basically.
I don't think it's worth taking tyres in a 50-minute race, even when it's 16 degrees.
True.
I think everyone's going to put like 1 litre of fuel in, or maybe
it's potentially going to be the 1 litre of fuel jobby. I'll tell you what, because we're looking at Laguna Seca, I'm going to just get it back onto the actual broadcast screen. And we'll focus on Pixie so we can see him setting off. Now, the track temperature has dropped quite a bit, though, Alex, if you notice. We are 16 in the air, 16 on track, 3 kilometres an hour crosswind as they come down the main straight. But it is nice and sunny, at least.
I'm sorry, what? Sun?
It's nice and... Well, I say it's sunny. It's dark. And I don't know about you, but I love racing in the dark. I find I go quickest in the dark. I certainly did at Spa at the weekend. I did my best laps in the night time when I was absolutely super tired.
Spa wasn't my proudest moment with me binning it on the formation lap.
I didn't notice.
You haven't? Oh, let's keep it like that.
I did notice.
Yes, you didn't.
Even though I was the driver in control of the 751 BMW, just to really confuse everyone out there.
I think I got a DM from one of I don't know what team it was now, but it was one of his co-drivers an hour later saying, "Where you going?" Because I absolutely stacked it into the wall.
Fantastic. Right, the lights are coming on. The engines are starting. Can't hear them.
Looks like everyone's got lights.
They are starting. Now, what do you do, Alex? Do you go full endurance light, or do you just go the single click?
Nah, full endurance.
Full endurance.
Visibility. But I know in some leagues it is banned to use that unless it is.
It certainly is. Now, I am wondering, can we get one of these top qualifiers in to have a quick little chat? Do you know what? I'm going to drag in Mark Cooper from 5th place to have a quick conversation. Mr. Cooper, welcome to the stream. How is the view back in P5? You are dead centre of the pack. What is going through your head?
Not wiping out anybody in front of me at the start, and being quite surprised I'm this far forward. To be honest, I wasn't doing very well in practice.
No, you seem to have done it right. Now you're P5 in the standings as well for overall, so you're playing the numbers game tonight for sure.
Yeah, let's just try not to get any track cuts, which will be a big thing, and keep it clean, and we'll just finish where we finish, I think.
Excellent. Do you have any strategy in your mind for the pit stop?
Yes, I'm hoping to just pop up on the jacks and pop straight back down off them and go.
Oh, I think we know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. You get those tyres nice and warmed, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you, bud.
The golf ball looking gorgeous on stream. I mean, any questions, Alex, for the man from the Bull?
Why haven't you got any tips from Max Verstappen?
Oh, you have to repeat that. I didn't hear that.
Well, why have you not got any tips from Max Verstappen? That's my question.
I'll sort it.
We'll see P1 next
Mark
time.
Cooper's now going to fire off an email to Max and get some tips, I feel.
Yeah, well, it used to be my overtaking coach, but that didn't go down very well, so I sacked him.
Oh dear. Well, good luck, Mark. We hope to see you on the podium at the end. Good luck with the pit stop. Hopefully it jacks up straight away for you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
See ya.
I'll be honest, when you put me on the spot with a question, I was fully zoned out.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, this is the most casual stream in the world. We're never very serious, are we, Alex?
That's because we can't be serious, but yeah, we're
true.
not serious
The
at all.
cars are now going 2x2, heading for the, what's it called again? Curva Misano. We are ready to go racing here in the dark, 10 o'clock at night. The lights are twinkling. I'm amazed to see so many fans in the stand. Green light, here we go. Piling
You're like
down to
going
T1.
into Richard Pixie already getting some sort of a boost, or going side by side in with Mike White, same thing.
Ash Coupland there just
Already.
chopping the nose off David Kraft as well.
Already, Pixie has seemed to see, what's that, maybe a 2/10 gap? Well, was a 2/10 gap?
I can tell you it's 0.5 according to the screen in front of me.
Ooh.
Whole field, if you added it up, they're split by less than 3 seconds at the moment. But we have no yellows. We are completely green as we barrel our way down to the hairpin. Cold tyres, cold brakes. It really is a case of who's managed to get that heat generated enough. As we do see, I think there was a position change in the background. I think
Someone
we
went
hop back. Rich Knight has
Rich Knight.
just taken oh no, sorry, it is Peter Jack is still ahead of Rich Knight. But they are looking pretty racy back there in 7th and 8th place as we head on to this. Can you call it a straight?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you can go more than 200 kilometers an hour, I'll call it a straight.
It is a straight, isn't it, really?
Actually, can you do 200 kilometers an hour in these cars? That's the question.
You probably could at Bathurst.
Yeah.
Possibly. Peter Yakase using probably one of my other favourite GT4 cars. He's using the Audi R8, which I was surprised Mr. Cooper didn't go for. He went for the Merc, considering Mark actually owns an R8, in real life. As there we go, lap 1 is complete. It looks to me like Ash Coupland is getting the hurry up here from David Kraft behind him. I think Ash needs to finish. Well, Ash is well out of the points, to be honest. He is currently 8th, so he is behind Carlo D'Orazio, so at least he's going to propel himself up a little bit at the line if it stays where it is. But no contacts, no yellow flags anywhere on track at the moment. It's just going to be a lovely, quiet night of racing with no stewarding tomorrow, hopefully.
Oh, seeing Mark Cooper going side by side there with, I want to say that was the EOS driver of D'Orazio?
Carlos D'Orazio. So yeah, Mr. Cooper dropping a place there. Carlos, he is one of those drivers. He's supremely quick when he wants to be.
Amazing timing because he's now got purple. Purple lap.
Purple over the first lap. So he did a 4:43.
Oh,
it's not really very representative of the qualifying paces. Be interesting to see what they do as he just drifts a little bit wide.
A lot slower.
I think we're going to see maybe some
45s, 46s under.
Yeah,
so
I imagine we'll see times similar to
basically your qualifying pace.
My sort of qualifying pace. Well, I never said the Chevy was good around here. But the field is still reasonably compact. The only car that's maybe just having some minor difficulties is Adriano Gregorelli. He is 2.5 seconds adrift from Rich Knight. The Porsche Cayman GT4 there. Clearly not as good as it used to be. It used to be the OP car. It used to be the one to go for. I certainly remember using it for a few seasons.
It's still pretty good, but I think it might have been bopped around this track.
Well,
not custom, but
no. The old technique we used to do was just you'd max the wing front and rear, That used to be the setup for that car, and it worked everywhere. You know, it could be a high-speed track like, you know, like Misano, like Monza. It just worked. Whereas as soon as you ran it without any wing, it was an absolute nightmare. Now, I haven't hopped into it lately. I don't know what it's like. I've been favouring the V8s, but it's still one of the good cars, I feel. It's a shame it's not up there. Right, where should we head now? I tell you what, you were completely wrong with your guess on lap time as well. Mr. Pixley, purple, 1:42.9. Still got Michael White right on his back bumper though. And Rich hasn't done what he told me he was going to do.
I wish I knew what that was.
Well, he told me he was going to dive straight into pit lane.
But it sometimes it gets to your head. If you're on P1, you just want to pull away as much as possible.
You do, but are you going to hamper your pace later on in the race by having this defending battle as Michael White takes over the purple lap times of 1:42.8? So Michael's pace in the race pretty close to his qualifying pace. In fact, his best qualifying time was a 1:42.842, and that's exactly what he's just done in the race.
What exactly?
Exactly to the 1,000th.
Oh.
That is most impressive. He isn't letting Pixley get away. He's staying 0.5 of a second behind. This could certainly be a battle of the pit crews. As we see.
It also is about tyre management, I feel, because either Pixley's going to be under pressure from Mr. Michael White, but then again, Michael's also pushing against Pixley, which is also causing more tyre wear than it might be.
Now, I noticed this as Pixley goes very deep there at the end of the main straight.
That's a track cut.
That was I don't know, it looked like he lifted.
We'll see in a bit.
We'll see in a couple of laps' time if he gets the old drive through for track limits. Misano is one of those tracks where it's easily done, such as coming out of the final corner there as they all head off the tarmac. It's probably a track where I've had the most track cuts.
I don't think I've had many.
It's easily done. In a GT3 car, it's very easily done. This circuit really lends itself to GT4 racing because it's that little bit more compact. It's the same with Snetterton, the same with Alton Park, and dare I say it, the same with Brands Hatch. You know, they're quite compact circuits, so they really lend themselves to the tight racing.
It's the issue though, especially with Brands Hatch or something.
There is a car already in the pits. Peter Yackers taking his stop super early in the team lap timing Audi there. I didn't see how long he was stationary for, unfortunately. There's probably a way to tell. Ah, there we go. I have found it. Time stopped 10 seconds. Now
I'll be honest,
that looks like fuel.
I don't think it's a strat. Yeah, I don't think it's the strat going so early. Mainly because you've now lost so much time to the others, and you have to be on pressure now to do either the same or better lap times than you were before to even think about an undercut to happen.
It's a big gamble going early, especially as
it can work.
It can work, especially as we see Carlo Dorazio still got Mr. Cooper right tucked under his rear diffuser. I think, for me personally, this sort of event, 50-minute race, you know, fuel or tyres, I'd be going late because you've got the tyre.
I would go with the leader. I'd be going with the leader.
Yeah, I've taken, you know, early gambles before in races, and it is nice. You get to drive on your own. You get to drive your own pace. You get to really feel the car. And you know, challenge the others and watch those gaps just creep down a little bit as Mark Cooper just sticks his nose out there just to have a little look-see at Carlo Dorazio there. They go on the bumper. That's a hell of a view, isn't it? Look at that.
Oh.
Listen to that glorious. What engine is in the Merc? I feel like we need to find this
It's
out.
the same as an Aston Martin, I'm pretty sure, unless that's the GT3s.
There's
I have
definitely
a
a little
feeling.
pop there as it shifts up. So yeah, I think you may well be right. And I can't use too many views because I've discovered David gets these really funky rear views through the spoilers. Unfortunately, the software can't do that for me with the GT4. It seems to be a limitation of the GT4s. So I do apologise, viewers. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. 0.3 separating Mark Cooper from Carlo D'Orazio and that 5th place. As we see Mark Cooper taking a very different line there. Going into the hairpin at the end of the main. If we can call it a straight. Carlo D'Orazio using all of the track. He is defending hard. Up the inside, Mark Cooper. Contact made.
Contact between both
Do
of
they
them.
both
and
keep it out of the wall? They
just
really
sending it
do.
out the wall.
But
That
gifts
was great.
that gives Rich Knight a position, and if he's not careful, Mark Cooper could get done by the Porsche of Gregorelli, which would mean he has 2 of the EOS team in front of him. But he's okay at the moment. But now Carlo D'Orazio has another problem to contend with. Rich Knight.
I mean, he's got 4 cars behind him now instead of the 1.
He's traded one Merc for another.
Ugh.
What a swings and roundabouts. What it is, Alex. It's commentator's curse. We spoke to Mark, didn't we?
Needs Max Verstappen, obviously.
He really does. I'm just going to head back to the front of the pack because Michael White is still only 1 second behind Richard Pixley and has done a faster lap time than him.
But it's all about consistency because we know Pixley is very, very consistent, whereas Michael White, I don't know if he is as consistent as Pixley.
He's certainly a bit more fits and starts. In round 2, he only scored 9 points, so that would suggest to me he was quite far back. Previous round 1, he was second. Round 3, he was second. Round 4, he was 4th, actually. 5th, sorry. So you're right there. The consistency's not quite the same. What he does have on his side is a faster top speed through the speed trap.
I mean, also though, Richard doesn't need this win. He could risk it if he wasn't.
He absolutely
could really risk it.
He absolutely could. I think, but it's Pixley. He's going to be wanting to go for the race win. He's going to want to take that maximum point score.
That's true. But there shouldn't be as much pressure as there would be Michael White.
There really isn't. Michael White's really got to push because he needs the points to finish ahead of David Kraft, which at the moment I'm going to try and do the maths in my head.
Oh no!
I know it hurts. At the moment, he has done enough to be P2 in the overall, and in fact P2 in the pro standings.
That's where I kind of spread out evenly-ish a bit now.
Yeah, so
do you want to tease a bit of season 9 then? Do you want any teasers of season 9?
I'm not giving anything away for GT3 season 9. That is David's job. Oh no!
Oh yeah.
No, it's not, because David is unfortunately away for the final round. So he can't.
Are you commentating
stream
it?
No, I'm driving it.
Oh.
I need the points after my after my slight issues at Barcelona. It wasn't fun at Barcelona. So I'm just going to hop back there. Rich Knight all over the back wing of that Aston Martin. That Aston Martin's going to be carrying damage, isn't it?
Yeah, but we also need to take into consideration The Mercedes, just get a tiny
That was
bit later
incredibly
break there.
close.
Oh, it's a bit too close for comfort, that
I
was.
don't know how they didn't collide then. That was super, super close. Season 9 GT3, I wonder if I'm allowed to give details. I suppose I can. For those of you who are listening in, who are following, GT3 Season 9 is on the cards. We have slightly reduced our rounds for the GT3 Season 9. Purely time constraints. We're coming up to the busiest period of my life for my own personal day job. Christmas. We wanted to, make sure we gave the racers maximum amount of time to enjoy themselves at Christmas time with their friends, their families. We're going to put on a load of social events. That is one of the plans. I've just lost the mouse. I was going to tell you all the sort of social events we've had in mind. We were thinking BMW M2s at Bathurst.
Oh.
We're thinking Porsche Cups somewhere. We haven't decided where. The pre-2019 cars that I love are going to be at Monza. And there was another idea floating around that was possibly a 1 or 2 tyre challenge on a super duper hot track. Those are going to be the social events over Christmas time. We may chuck a few more in. We're going to see how we go. I want to explore some AMS too. We're going to see how we go for that. But yes, Season 9. Let's talk Season 9 during this slight lull in action. Season 9 for GT3s, 50 cars maximum on track. We've seen pretty good numbers, haven't we, Alex, actually, thinking about it?
It's been really good to see.
Yeah, we've seen, with over 30 cars most rounds. I think some rounds we had 40, I want to say, without going back and looking.
I have a feeling we had 50 in Indianapolis.
I think we did, actually. Yeah, I think you might be right. But we're going to kick off Season 9 with Kyalami on the 12th of October, which I really should throw up the... Oh, no, we can figure out... You can all figure out the pit strategies when I post it all. We're then going to nip across the other side of the world. We're going to go to Suzuka on the 26th of October. Back into Europe for Imola on the 9th of November. We also come back into England onto one of my personal favourite tracks. Donington Park will be the 23rd of November, and then we finish with the season finale. This time will be Watkins Glen on the 7th of December. An absolutely
very close to Christmas.
Yeah, an absolutely packed schedule of racing. All rounds will be the same format that we've had from this season, so it'll be 60 minutes. Some of them will have tyre stops, some of them will have fuel stops, some of them will have both, some of them will have either or. It's going to be an absolutely action-packed season. I can't wait for it to start. I've chosen a different car for the season, and no, I'm not telling you what it is, Alex.
I think I know.
Well, don't tell the boys and girls. They've got to find out on their own. Right, let's head back to the racing. We are nearly 20 minutes in of this 50-minute midnight, well, not midnight, 10:30 at night race. The lead car at the moment is just in the foreground of the screen there. It is Richard Pixley, closely followed by that man, Michael White. There is still only 0.6 of a second between them. It is still super close. Their trading lap time is at left, right and centre according to my screen. Third place is Ash Coupland from Pulse Simsport, one of the other admins who has looked after the GT4 series alongside Richard Pixley to take a load off my mind. Training a bit further back in a little bit of no man's land at the moment is David Kraft, who's probably just enjoying a little bit of peace and quiet after the melee of the start. He can still see Ash up the road if he squints, which should fill him some hope if he gets the pit stops perfections. Back in 5th, Carlo D'Orazio is 12 seconds adrift from David. He is very closely followed by Rich Knight, who's only 0.9 of a second behind him. A definite slipstream territory. Mark Cooper is your man in 7th, only half a second back from Rich Knight. Adriano Gregorelli, 3 seconds behind them in P8, and your early pit stopper, Peter Yakas, is 31 seconds back. That
no,
is
I tell you what, that
pretty,
is on the strap.
That's not bad, actually. I think he's closing up the gap now a little bit to the
31
cars ahead.
seconds, though.
We need to keep an eye on that. His time in pit was 52 seconds.
Oh, actually, now you said it like that. What's it called? 31 seconds to Gregorelli, or is it 31 seconds to Pixley?
It's 31 seconds to Gregorelli. So,
okay.
if he plays it right and just puts his right foot down a little bit of a squeeze more, he looks like he would be coming out into the D'Orazio Knight Cooper battle. Possibly just ahead of it if he gets it right. That would be, I think that would be a net gain for Yakas. 6? Yes, that would be indeed. That would pump him up by a single spot. He has got one of the fastest times down the speed trap, 231 kilometers an hour.
Oh wow, we were just saying if GT4s could go 200 kilometers an hour.
Interestingly,
Absolutely thrashed it.
The slowest car is Richard Pixley. As we see, Mark Cooper dives into pit lane there. He's going to go.
We'll see if anyone gets a drive-through from a pit lane, because it's a very, very strict pit lane.
It is a straight-in pit lane, but it's a very long and dull way out. Now let's see if Mr. Cooper does exactly what he said he was going to do. He's going to be straight up.
He needs to get this perfect to be straight up.
That was his plan. He has stopped.
Does he go straight up?
And he's gone. That is
brilliant.
Very much a splash and a dash there. Wasting no time. In fact, he was stationary for 4 seconds.
Will Peter get in front of Mark Cooper here?
That's what I'm going to look at. Peter Yakas is
on
the straight.
Yes.
At the moment, Mr. Cooper is still currently in pit lane. As we pop to a slightly better camera angle, I can hear the Merc roaring in my ears. Just ahead there.
Just ahead.
Just ahead.
Seems like the undercut works until P5, P6.
Well, there was a good 6 seconds difference in their pit stops. So Peter stopped for an extra 6 seconds. I mean, that's not a 6-second gap on the racetrack.
That's about a 1.
It is bang on 1 second gap. So Peter has really put the pedal to the metal in the Audi, which doesn't like to brake. We see Mr. Cooper going very wide there. He's going to be definitely under attack heading into this tight right-hander. Is Peter just going to hang back a smidge, get advantage of the slipstream down the straight? It's certainly what I'd be doing. Is that the sort of move you'd be doing, Alex? Sitting there, holding the slipstream?
Why did I predict that you were going to say that?
You've gone quiet.
Ideally,
I needed a drink.
Do you want me to take over for 5 minutes?
No, it's fine.
I can do that if
it's
you
fine.
want.
Peter up the inside there of Mark Cooper.
Just gets a
makes
bit.
the move. He needed to do that though. He needed to get that move done nice and early before that Merc had really warmed its tyres up. And
I really respect Mark for that. He tried going around the outside there.
Did indeed. That is not an overtaking position for sure. He's going to try and look up the inside into turn 1. The Audi is renowned as being one of the worst on its brakes in the GT4s, but Peter seems to have the magic formula with that car. Absolutely flying.
Mark's too far behind at the moment to make a dive bomb.
He's
actually
0.2. I have just noticed Rich Knight in the background of the shot there. So he has also been into the pit lane. He stopped for 8 seconds.
Oh, so I wonder if people are doing 1 litre and other people are doing like 10. Because that's the only thing I could think of.
Well,
Or
that's
just not
the
getting
thing.
up on the
That's
jacks.
the thing. I've always done 1 to 2 litres when it's been a sort of single litre pit stop thing. I always prefer to put 2 litres in. Mark Cooper looking up the inside. Is he going to do it? Is he? Has that Merc got enough grunt out of the corner?
Seems not at the moment.
Seems not. They are pretty similar on pace down the back straight. 231, plays 231 kilometres an hour.
So yeah, very similar.
Very similar indeed. Now let's pop back to the front onto Mr. Pixley. He still has Michael Knight. It's not Knight Rider, kids. He still has Michael White for company as we head round into the hairpin. Is it a hairpin?
You can class it
You
as a
can
hairpin.
call it a hairpin. It's the Curva de Rio. No, that's the wrong part of the track I'm looking at.
It's
the Curva Tramonto.
Trump. That's exactly how I was going to say it.
They
so
are
I said
all
right.
basically curvers. Interestingly, the sort of T1, T2, T3 complex is the Variante del Parco.
You nailed that. You did.
Well, I was learning Italian for about a week. You know, I do try. I
did French for 8 years
I am
and I'm still
trying.
not fluent.
There he goes.
Oh,
Richard
as
Pixley
Richard goes
dives
straight
into
into the pit lane.
Is he going to
This
get it
is a
stopped for
great
the
move.
line? Oh, I did see a little puff of smoke there. I've got a feeling he may have locked up the back right tyre.
Now this is where a Michael White wants to push, and this is where Pixie wants to get up on stance as quickly
He is. We're going
as
to follow
possible.
him. We're going to keep watching. We're going to see how quick this pit stop is going to be. Oh, he slides it into the pit box there.
Is he going to get pushed to the left or right? Oh, it's not
Is
a
he
good
gonna
one.
Oh, that's a 7-second stop.
For a 1 litre pit.
That's longer than I expected there for Rich
You
Pixley.
see he went up and back down. He got repositioned, unfortunately, which is going to take time out of the Richard. Is it Richard? No, it's Michael White.
Yeah, so
I'm
now,
getting 2 names mixed up.
now we're going to pop back to Michael White. Is he going to react to this? Is he going to dive into the pit lane?
Or is he going to do last minute?
Are we going to see that? Or is he going to play the long game and just push as hard as you can? I think that would be my strategy right now. Push it as hard as you can. You know, work the tyres to the absolute limit and just build a gap. He's currently building the gap from Ash Coupland. He's 5 seconds ahead of him at the moment. As I just scroll through all the options I have on this screen. That's very interesting. Michael,
you used an auto camera?
No. No, I'm not
Oh,
using
never
it.
mind
We're full manual here. I'm not lazy like David. Go on. Michael does have, as he does react, he's straight in the pit lane. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
Will he get straight up on the jacks, or is he going to take more fuel? This is all about strategies, and I bet no one here has disclosed their strategies.
Other
Which
than
is a stupid idea. If
Mr. Cooper, who has done exactly what he said he was going to do.
But that is because he said it when you couldn't change your setup. So
This is very
that's
true.
fine.
No.
He's reversing.
No, Michael, you may have just blown your race there. I feel he's still
He's
stationary.
not even going up on.
You don't have to go up when he's doing a pit stop. He is still stationary. This is now 12. He is. Is he down? Is he going? That's 18 seconds. That was not the planned stop you wanted there, Michael. As we see, Ash Coupland has now inherited the lead of this GT4 Season 2 Round 5 nighttime finale.
I feel like Ash is the person who he's going to do it last minute.
Knowing Ash, he would be doing a last-minute pit stop. I can confirm Pixley has just gone ahead of Michael. There is a good 11-second gap now in
here we know
Pixley's
who
favour.
hasn't currently pitted, which is I want to say that's
It's
David Kraft.
basically your top four haven't pitted.
Haven't pitted, yeah, exactly.
So Ash, David, Carlo Durazio, and Adriano Gregorelli. Peter Yakas is my man to keep an eye on. He still has Mark Cooper on screen now for company, giving him the hurry up. Is that going to affect him? Because obviously Peter pitted, he was the first to pit. Is it going to affect him getting up to, what did we say, P5 did we predict?
Mark Cooper, yes, P5.
No,
It depends
Peter.
if Peter's... Oh, Peter. Oh, it depends how easy... Oh, side by side already.
Side by side on the main straight.
Mark
This is
does
going to
have
be
the inside into the curves.
This is going to be very brave
pretty
from
much all
Peter,
the-
hanging it around the outside there. Just
Still
keeps
in
it in
front.
front.
Mark strikes back in the inside into one of the other curves. Coming into another one of the curves, as they're all called curves here. And he's gone wide and letting Mark through.
Peter absolutely threw it away there.
Mark going wide as well, but still going defensive, and he gets the move officially done. There might be a bit of a try here from Peter going through turn 1. If we'll see in a minute.
I feel like we need
Because
to.
he's definitely got enough of a gap.
I feel like we need to head back and just see exactly what Peter did to get it so wrong, as my screen completely freezes because I'm trying to use race control. Here we go. Does he just drift it out on the marbles? And yeah, massive lift there. I'm wondering how many cut track warnings Peter is currently on. Unfortunately, the software I'm using does not tell me that. I wish it did.
Yes.
No,
I think ACC Drive does do that.
it does. Peter's still on him though. He's only 0.4 behind him. This is your closest battle on track. I'm just going to head back to the front end though. David Kraft is 2.6 seconds behind Ash now. If I actually look to the right screen, his last lap time was ever so slightly quicker than Ash, so he is that Jamaica bobsled team Mercedes car number 78 is definitely starting to close in.
As we predicted.
As we did
Or I predicted.
indeed. I think it was you that predicted. What are we? We're 18 minutes left now, Alex.
It is scorching in my room.
I bet it is.
100 degrees in this room. It's bad.
Actually, yeah, when I left work today, the car 31. It was a case of windows up, AC full blast, and cruise control on for my.
There was this odd thing on the motorway. I'm not gonna say which motorway, but
I know which
it
motorway.
said. Okay. I know you do, but there was a heat warning.
Yes.
A surface heat warning.
Yeah. I am.
Which is,
honestly,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I am honestly not surprised by that. Now we need to keep an eye out. Who is going to blink next for pit lane? Will it be this man? Will it be Ash Coupland?
It probably
from
will.
Pulse Sizzle. No, sails straight past pit lane there. So Ash is
Last
going.
minute.
Ash is going long. I think Ash is going to do the last. Ooh.
4 laps.
I was going to say last 5
Make your mind up.
minutes is what I'm going to say.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2 to 4 laps.
2 to 4 laps. Place your bets, anyone who is actually watching in chat. I can't see how many are watching. I've turned that part of my screen off.
I will tell you, but I don't know.
Do we have anyone watching? I mean, you know,
I don't think so. I think everyone's drained out from our voices from Spa, which is fair enough.
well, yours maybe. Mine was just.
Oh yeah.
I
You
need.
came in every hour.
Well, I need to go and listen back to like the final interviews because
Oh, everyone was tired.
I don't remember them if I'm honest.
I can't either.
I got up at. It was just before 7 on the Saturday, and I had to hop in to the sim straight away and learn a new setup on the BMW because we had a last minute team switcheroo which put me from the 750 car into the 751 car, which honestly confused me on track because I kept seeing the 750. I'm thinking, I'm not in it. That's my number. Why am I not in it? But luckily for me, the boys in the 751 car had found a setup by a company called Hymo, which just worked out of the box. We did 0 tweaks to that setup, Alex.
We did 0 tweaks to ours either, but that's because we didn't have the time to.
Didn't I send you that setup?
Exactly.
I believe the setup I sent you was from the 750 car.
Seemed it.
So it would have been, yeah, so it would have been a little bit tail happy. But yeah, it was, I mean, we raised £2,200 odd for charity. We were all tired, but it was we survived a DDoS attack, ladies and gentlemen.
That was stressful even for me because I kept getting DMs from everyone.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know the conversations I was having during that. I was actually driving at the time, Alex.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was in the 751 car at that particular moment.
I was commentating, and all I saw was the text go up, and I was trying not to mention anything because, like, hopefully, the server guy could try and sort it out a bit, but it seemed to get just a tiny bit out of hand. And
just keeping an eye on Gregorelli. He's stopped for 13 seconds, so he might just get back in front of Rich Knight. Where is Rich Knight on track? No, maybe not. The battle for the AM Championship there is...
I think Gregorelli will be ahead of Rich Knight.
It's going to be
as we
very
Gregorelli's still not out pit. And he's got a stop-go 30. Gregorelli has sped in the pit lane.
No, he's clearly seen...
race over.
He's clearly seen Rich Knight come in and gone, I need to get on this. And he has unfortunately just got it slightly wrong. I'll tell you what I am seeing. Peter Yakas, Mark Cooper, they are still going nose to tail.
They're so similar pace, so
Absolutely.
It must be such hard work for both of them.
Absolutely incredible. Their lap times, they really are. If I actually look at the right screen, there we go. Last lap for Mark Cooper, 1:44.5. Peter Yakas, 1:44.6. So there's a little bit of pace difference. But they're still
it's all about
tail
consistency.
It really is about this. Anyway, back to the DDoS attack that we so unfortunately suffered. Yes, I was driving the car. I saw all the weird characters coming up. And I think I was in there with Colin at the time. He was also driving, in fact, if I remember right. Saw it come out with just utter panic from both of us. And then at that point, luckily we were joined by Martin Neutelings, and a few of the other team drivers hopped in very, very quickly when they saw it going on. We took the decision to, instead of holding on and seeing if they'd go away, we took the decisions to grab all the screenshots we could so we knew the positions and just stop the server before it got worse. And I honestly think that was the best decision we could have made. We only lost, 50 minutes of running, I think, in total.
What was good though is I got a bit of a break and I got to have a cheese sandwich, which is my first meal of the day at 4 p.m.
Yeah. I mean, it was possibly the most stressful 50 minutes of my life, fielding all the queries from everyone, all the questions, and then dealing with everyone changing drivers. But we survived it, and we carried on for 18 more hours, and everyone was happy. I feel everyone was happy. I haven't heard a single bad word said about the event.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who actually didn't make a humongous complaint over the entire DDoS attack thing, because obviously Mark and David, as I heard with my own ears, were very stressed. Same with most of the admin team.
We were.
And I was just chilling in chat.
I think I nearly went and got a beer. It was that close.
5 p.m. somewhere again.
Anyway, right, we are coming down to the last 10 minutes of this GT4 Season 2 Round 5 finale from a very, very dark Misano, and probably pretty cold for the Italians now. 16 degrees is probably pretty cold.
No, that's pretty warm.
For Italians?
That's pretty.
Depends which end of the country, I suppose. Currently, we have Ash Coupland out in P1. He hasn't
Still hasn't
taken his
pit.
mandatory stop, though. Behind him...
Has Carlos pit?
I
Don't know if Carlos has pit.
No.
Top 3 hasn't pitted yet.
Top three hasn't pitted, indeed. David Kraft keeping Ash honest, only 2 seconds behind him in the Jamaica bobsleigh team 78 AMG Mercedes. Carlo Dorazio from EOS Esport is 30 seconds back, give or take, in the 25 Aston Martin. He still hasn't pitted himself. Right behind him, though, this man, Richard Pixley, he will come out of this happy as Larry, I feel. He will have had the absolute perfect season, Alex. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 points.
You just need more challenging drivers.
We need Johnny Seville to come and do GT4.
Oh, Johnny, if you see this, come on, please.
That's what we need. You know, he's shown his pace.
Same with Miles.
He's shown his pace in GT3. We know how quick you are.
Even though he said in my DMs he's not an alien, which
he's never claimed to be an alien. Johnny started his sim racing journey with us probably 2 years ago now, maybe. Probably right back at the infancy of Positive Perception as a racing community, and to see him doing now esports events for low fuel motorsports is just fantastic. And it just shows, and he still comes back and races with us. I think that's lovely.
Yeah, that is really great.
He is a lovely, lovely man. Pixley closing in now on Carlo Dorazio. 0.7 seconds is the gap. Pixley over 1.5 seconds quicker on that last lap in the Wild Things Alpine. Absolutely flying.
Well, we know he's going to win at this rate, but obviously anything can change.
Anything can happen. Gregorelli is currently in pit lane, serving his stop go 30. He is probably going to go a lap down looking at this, as Pixley tucks right up underneath the Aston Martin there. Now, is Dorazio going to make it easy for him? Or is he going to defend? Knowing Dorazio, he will not make that easy.
He doesn't need to, though, because obviously...
He doesn't need, honestly, Rich could hang back. He's got a 13-second gap now to Michael White, who just seems to have dropped off.
The only thing about being behind Carlos for so long is Carlos is holding both of them back, which is causing a bigger gap to Mr. Ash and David Kraft, which could potentially mean a more closer battle to the finish.
This is very true. Pit lane here, what is it, 50 odd seconds end to end? Who's done the quickest? Mark.
Oh, and Richard Pixie just gets the move going through the hairpin. Is there going to be a switch back there from David Kraft? No, there will not be from Carlos, even though I called him David.
I'm glad you picked up on your mistake then.
I know, you're that person who will correct me.
Oh, fantastic. Mark Cooper has set the fastest speed trap time down in 6th place. He's working his way back up to his 5th place spot that he started the race in.
What time has Michael White done? Because Michael has seemed to make the most undestructible time as a 1:42.667.
He has. He's absolutely flying. That is only, if I can find the right screen, he is 0.02 of a second quicker than Richard Pixley in terms of fastest lap. Right. Now, will Pixley push and go for the double whammy of the race win and the fastest lap?
Honestly, at this rate, I don't think Richard can, because obviously Michael White set that on fresh tyres, whereas now we're 15, 20 laps into the race, and Richard has been pushing so much, as we still don't see Ash going into the pit yet, coming into the 5th minute now.
No, he is still out, and David Kraft is still right behind him. He's 2 seconds behind him. That gap hasn't really grown, hasn't really shrunk. So
you know what would be mental? If they forgot there was a pit.
Well,
has it happened before? No, yeah, probably.
Ash has forgotten fuel before in a pit stop.
Of course he has.
And yeah, he has run out of fuel in numerous positive perception races, which he does get ribbed about every single time. We in fact last Christmas we were going to buy him a calculator. Positive perception branded calculator. Hands up if you want one. Yeah, they're still going. We are into the final 5.
So both of our predictions.
Yeah.
Mine's still going. Yours is in the bin, unfortunately.
I know.
Just like
Well, no, because I said the final 5 minutes. We are into the final 5 minutes.
Oh, so you just gave yourself a 5 minute, but oh, okay, I see how you are.
I was very clever with this.
It's because it's happened before.
Yeah, I just know what Ash is like. He's certainly going a bit slower on this first part of the lap. David is pulling in 1.5 now behind him. Is that just because the Alpine's a bit slower around that section, do you reckon? Or
it's all about, yeah, probably the Bop is probably more suited towards the Mercedes into Sector 2, that seems to be.
The Mercedes definitely has a good drive out of a corner.
I wonder if Ash and David are both... I wonder if Ash is going to be sat in the lead and going into pit, and then David rushes in with him. Because at this rate, I think it will be. They're the only two who haven't pitted yet.
They are indeed, and we are getting down to that point where pit lane will be starting to, wrap things up. They'll, the covers are going to start to go on those guns for the tyres. I have a feeling. I have a feeling Ash will be in this lap. If he's not in this lap,
he's kind of risking it now.
He is very.
He
much
has to be in this lap.
He is very much risking it. It's a 1:45 lap, so so you could get another lap. But here he goes,
is he
peeling
going in. He goes in. David Kraft also following him in. So this is basically going to be whoever gets
absolutely nailing the pit entry there. 0.1 of a second behind Ash. This really is the battle.
This
of the
is
pit
all
crews.
about this. Yeah, this is just about who gets up and down the quickest, and who has a better reaction time on.
We're gonna keep an eye on that, boys and girls.
Ash now comes into his pit box. Has he done it? Is he going to go straight up?
Oh no, David Kraft
gets a reverse, but it looks like Ash has put in more fuel as Ash now gets away and overtakes Mr. David Kraft, but is still in first place for the moment. But will he stay in first place? Because Richard is surely just now overtaking him.
He is. Richard's straight through into the Variante de Parco.
Oh, has he? No. Oh,
Carlo D'Orazio is still out there. Carlo D'Orazio has not pitted.
This. Oh, Carlos hasn't?
No.
Oh, he's going to do a final
This
is
going to be a final lap dive in from Carlo D'Orazio.
Unless he's forgot.
And if my maths is correct, unfortunately that's going to drop him like a stone down to P8 potentially.
Potentially, if he gets
absolute commiserations and heartbreak there for David Kraft, just getting it ever so slightly wrong into the pit lane.
It's been 2 out of the 3 Mercedes now have had an issue with overshooting.
Just to compound his woes for David, he now has Michael White, who's potentially on slightly warmer tyres, only a second back from him.
He will be on warmer tyres, that's definite.
Absolutely.
But what I really like about just to say Corsa cars in general, it's the glow in the dark sticker panels. I find them really cool. I don't know
they are absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to find D'Orazio on track because he needs to come into pit this lap.
Coming on to what seems to be the final corner for him if he doesn't go. But he's not going. Is he? He's going in.
That was a very late dive there from Carlo.
Oh, it's really late. Is he going to nail this pit entry? It seems he has. He's done all right there.
Yep, blinkers
But
are on.
will he just go straight up on the stand?
We're going to have a look.
This
So
might put him into last. This has a.
he's
It's very close.
He's already dropped like a stone to 5th place as we wait on
Has
Mark
he gone
Cooper.
up straight on the stand, or is he got? He's straight up and he's down. Simple, and he's got to withstand P7. It seems to be.
No, I think he may just, depending on where Mark Cooper is. Mark Cooper is on the start-finish line at the moment.
It seems.
This
I
is
don't
gonna
think
be
he's going to get it.
super tight on
Mark
pit
just
exit.
gets in front of him, and it also seems P7, original P6 now, is also going to get it. Oh no, he's just got it. He has just got it. Carlos is just. It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
What was it? Undercut? Overcut.
Overcut.
Mr. Who is it? Peter
Jacka. So we are actually. You're going to love this. We are almost back in qualifying order.
We really are as well. Apart from David Kraft, or no, it's
David
Michael
Kraft
White needs to be.
And Ash have leapfrogged Michael White. We are now. The time has dropped down. Richard Pixley, your man on screen at the moment in the Wild Things Alpine.
I should have placed a bet.
Flashing his lights already to the crowd who have endured this nighttime race. It must be freezing in the stands. Here he is, over the line. Richard Pixley, your Season 2 GT4 overall champion, your pro champion. Followed over by
what
Ashley
is it called? When he wins every single race, it's not a hat trick. That's football, 3 goals.
I mean, it's a grand slam.
That's rugby.
Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. I'll post about it later. So Pixley, Coupland, Kraft, White, they have all finished. Mark Cooper bringing home the golf ball in the position he started. He'll be pretty chuffed with that. Carlo Durazio follows him over the line, 1 spot better than he started. Peter Yakas in the Audi, 1 slot lower than he started. Now we wait for the AM drivers who are going to come to... This is tight.
It's not tight enough to care, though.
The AM drivers flying across the line at half a second, separating the pair of them. Absolutely incredible racing, as I'm going to go back to the... I do apologise. I clicked on the wrong button there. Let's see if we can...
Get Mr. Richard Pixley in here. Oh, or not.
Oh, David's just told me off for not pressing I on my keyboard. He told me that about.
I said that to you, but you never did it.
I do apologise.
It's your fault.
Right, let's try and get in your race winner and pro and overall championship winner, Richard Pixley. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marcus.
It's not just me here. We've got Alex as well.
I didn't say anything, to be fair.
Thank you, Marcus and Alex.
Not a problem. Now, you didn't do what you told me you were going to do.
It's the PR stunt.
You told me you were going to go straight in early on, grab the pit stop, but you didn't.
To be honest, I didn't, because I was a bit surprised at Mr. White's pace. I thought I need to get a little gap, because I didn't practice the pit entry shot.
Oh.
So I was a bit like, I need to eye it up, see where it is, sort of work out where it is, where you need to brake and stuff. And every time, to be honest, every time I was going to go in, I was going to go in quite early, but then he just gained on me in that last sector every time.
He was certainly flying. His fastest lap was only 0.02 of a second quicker than you.
Yeah, I did see it. I think we got the same fastest lap on the same lap. I think I got it, and then as soon as he crossed the line, he got it.
Indeed.
Yeah, fair play to him. I don't know what happened in the pits. I'm guessing he took fuel.
No, he rolled back.
I did the same, to be honest, but I went a little too deep, and you know how it is. It has to like try and teleport you to where you need to be, and I was like, oh, that's the race over with. But he must have really overcooked it.
He came in. I wouldn't say he came in hot, but he just came in and just didn't quite stop on his marks, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
And unfortunately, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah, there was a few of us. I don't think many of us practiced our pits. I don't think. I surely didn't.
The fastest pit was by Carlo Durazio, 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's literally up, down, start, go.
Yes, bang on. But Richard, well done. You have managed to. I mean, I can't. What was the? Oh, you've grand slammed it. Should we call it?
It's not like that. But
It's
we'll
not
go with
that.
it.
You've had the perfect season. All 5 rounds, 30 points on the doors. You know, it doesn't get much better than that.
No. Thank you to obviously to you. The rest of the stream. There wasn't that many.
There wasn't. I do apologise for that.
No, it's fine. Everyone involved in the series. GT4 is, in my opinion, the better class.
It really is.
We can't win them all.
We can't.
Everyone likes their own things. But yeah, thank you to everyone who involved. It's been a great season to be a part of.
Thank you for organising it, Richard. You and Ash, absolute superstars. I'll give you a break now.
Yeah, it's back to you now. We'll
Back to me now.
See who prefers which.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Do we tell the viewers what I've got planned for 2024, or do we let them figure it out?
Oh, we'll let them figure it out.
We'll let them figure it out.
Let you do what you normally do and give hints every now and again.
Yeah, just drop the hints. But no, well done, Richard. Thank you for taking part, and thank you so much for taking a load off my mind and organising it as well.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
See you in a bit.
So there we go. That is the season for GT4's done. I'm just having a quick look at the AM Championship. Rich Knight will probably move up to 3rd, displacing Lisa Louise down to 4th. But it should mean a win for Adriano Gregorelli, who, if he was in the Discord, in the chat, I'd drag him in, but unfortunately he isn't. Alex, any last words as we have a pan around Laguna Seca, because I forgot to change the track pan intro?
It's been great commentating this series, and thank you, Mark, for letting a rowdy teenager on the stream.
It's my absolute pleasure. It's been a pleasure to have you in the commentary box. I will do more of these. I won't be streaming the next GT4 season because I am very, very excited for it. All I will say is look up my favourite motorsport to get a taster. And until then, which we'll do in the new year, next up, GT3's, their season finale is next week for Nürburgring. Unfortunately, there won't be a stream unless Alex fancies it.
I will happily do it.
Excellent. We'll talk Turkey on that one. Until then, boys and girls, have a great one. Whatever you're doing, stay safe, stay warm, stay warm, especially in this heat.
Hey, warm.
Get used to driving GT4s. Have a great one.
Bye.